What's up ninjas, welcome to Yoga with Dojo Cat. I'm Kat, I'm a brown belt and coach in Bang Muay Thai, a blue belt in in-fight Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and I'm certified to teach yoga. Hi Bunny. Hello, welcome to my yoga class. Today I'm going to take you through a flow that'll kind of burn your legs a little bit, strengthen them up, and we'll work on balance. So let's just get into it. So we're going to start in a cat-cow flow, so you can come onto your hands and knees. Stack those knees directly under your hips, hands directly underneath your, underneath your shoulders. Okay, we'll go into cow pose first. So dropping that belly, lifting the tailbone and the crown of your head to the sky. And as you exhale, we'll curl our spine, rounding it to the sky, and then tuck our chin to our chest. Inhaling into cow pose. Don't scratch that. And exhaling into cat. Hey, stop that. You can just continue on at your own pace. From here, we'll just go into dolphin pose, so you can stack your elbows directly underneath your shoulders. Come onto your toe. Oh, I'm just going to shift forward here. Come onto your toes. Lift your tailbone to the sky, and then walk your toes in so your body makes an A shape. This is a variation. You can do this instead of downward facing dog. I know that some people in my class have problems with their shoulders, so downward facing dog is really uncomfortable for them. So if that's the case with you, you can feel free to go into dolphin's pose instead. Cat hair on my mat now. Thank you. So relax your neck. Try to melt those heels to the mat. If this is too intense on your hamstrings, just bend your knees. Drop down to your knees, make them nice and wide, big toes touching, and just melt into child's pose. Trying to get your hips close to your heels, resting your forehead on the mat, taking some nice deep breaths into the belly. Okay, we're gonna rise up to downward facing dog. So curl your toes. You're just gonna hear my cat, she's scratching on her tree right now. So curl your toes, lift your tailbone to the sky. Again, you have the option to stay in dolphin. Inhale your right leg to the sky, and we're going to bend that knee, and you'll feel the stretch here in your hip. In your right hip, I should clarify. Okay, on your next exhale, take that leg, bring it in between your hands. Pivot your back foot so that it's parallel to the front of your mat, and inhale those arms to the sky for warrior one. So in this pose, it's really important that that knee doesn't go over top of your toes. and also that your hips are trying to face your front leg. So if you feel like your hips are facing this direction, just turn them this direction. One more thing about this pose, just make sure that your knee is pressing outwards. A lot of people have a tendency to cave their knees in, but that's not good on that joint. So let's just make sure that's facing out. So if your shoulders are burning as well, you can feel free at any point to bring your hands to heart center. My shoulders are always burning, so. From here, we're going to go into half moon pose. So look in front of your right foot about 10 to 12 inches and ground into that foot. Lean forward and kind of press off that left foot. From here, oh, I'm going to shift backwards. Small spaces, am I right? So ground into your right foot and you're going to push off of your left foot, lifting that leg up so that it's parallel to the mat. And you can take your right arm, just kind of touch it to the floor in front of you and extend your left arm overhead so your shoulders are stacked, your hips are stacked. If you struggle with balance, just find something on the floor that you can look at. It really helps you focus. And to come out of half moon pose, just lean back, plant that foot so that it's parallel, open those arms up, warrior two. Shift forward, flip that palm, reverse your warrior. So we're getting a nice stretch in our right side. If you like, you can just rest your left arm on the back of your thigh, or you can take a bind, wrapping it behind your lower back. And we're gonna go right into extended side angle. So coming back into warrior two, and then right away, dropping that right forearm onto your right knee, and then extending your left arm overhead. And now you're getting a stretch on your left side body. Okay, we'll come back into warrior two, and we're gonna go through our flow. So we'll cartwheel those hands to the mat. Go through your chaturanga, so shift forward, lower yourself 90 degrees, flatten those feet, inhale, upward facing dog, floating those thighs off the mat, rotating your heels inwards, exhaling for downward facing dog. Pedal our legs out. My right leg is burning from all that, holding that lunge. And we'll just do all that work on the other side. Inhale your left leg to the sky and bend to your left knee. On your next exhale, we'll bring that left foot in between our hands, pivot your back foot, rise up, warrior one. So we'll go into that half moon balance pose on the left side. So you can bring your hands to heart center. Grounding into your left foot, pushing off with your right, and lifting that leg up parallel. Dropping those left fingers to the mat. Stacking your shoulders on top of each other by lifting that right arm overhead. Your balance is going to be different on one side, that's okay. This is my weaker side, so I'm shaking a lot more than on the other side. And if you fall out, just come back into it. And to come out of this, just lean back with your right leg, making sure that foot's parallel, opening up for warrior two. Shift forward, flip your hand, reverse your warrior. And come back into warrior two, but right away we're going to go into that extended side angle. Come back into warrior two, and we're gonna go through our flow. So cartwheel those hands to the mat. Shift forward, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale that right leg to the sky. Exhale as you bring it in between your hands. Pivot your back foot, rise up back into warrior two. Straighten that front leg, shift forward with your torso, and then lean down, dropping your right hand to your right shin, and then looking overhead at your left arm for triangle pose. Release the triangle, flip your palm, reverse it. And then come back into triangle, ground into that right foot, step forward into mountain pose, root to rise, inhale those hands to the sky. And on your exhale, swan dive down into forward fold. You can feel free to bend your knees in this position if it's a little too intense on the hamstrings. Inhale, halfway lift, nice flat back, gaze forward. And exhaling back into forward fold. Plant those hands, step back into plank. We'll go through our flow, so shift forward, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. And we'll just do that on the other side, and then we'll be done the hard stuff. So inhale your left leg to the sky. Exhaling, bringing it between your hands, pivoting your right foot so it's parallel, opening up for warrior two. Straighten that front leg, shift forward, flipping that palm, dropping down into triangle pose on your left side. Lift back up, reverse your triangle. And then come back, warrior two. Ground into that left foot, push into mountain pose. Inhale, arms to the sky. Exhaling, swan diving down into forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhaling, forward fold. Plant those hands, step back into plank, shift forward, lower yourself for chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhaling, downward facing dog. That's the hard work done. We'll just go through a really quick cool down and then that'll be it. So we'll go into frog pose. So bring your knees nice and wide, and then you're gonna take your feet and point your toes outwards. This can be a really intense pose. If this is too intense for you, you can take your toes and just point them backwards. So it's not gonna be as intense. So it's up to you. So you can stay up if you like, or using your next exhale, come down to your elbows. You can release the pose and go into your bum. Extend your legs out in front of you, and we'll do a seated forward fold. So inhale those hands up, and on your exhale, hinge forward at the hips, and relax your neck. You can release that pose. We'll go into one more pose, bound angle. So just bring the soles of your feet together, heels as close to your bum as you can. And you can just hold on to your ankles and just use your elbows to press into your thighs to deepen the stretch, or you can just let gravity do the work. Think about keeping your spine nice and long. And you can extend your legs out in front of you, and we'll lower ourselves to the mat, one vertebrae at a time for Shavasana. So you showed up for yourself today, took some time to take care of your muscles, maybe strengthen them a little bit, and that's awesome. So take this next couple of minutes just to feel the gratitude of your hard work and enjoy these minutes of quiet. your fingers and your toes. Extend your right arm overhead, bring your heels close to your bum, and turn over into the fetal position. Just using your bicep as a pillow. We'll just stay here for a couple breaths. You can push yourself up and come into easy pose. And that's it. I hope you feel more flexible and a little bit stronger. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. I'm really trying to get to 1,000 subscribers because doing that will not only help me keep making videos for you, but down the road making higher quality videos for you. So do me a favor and hit that subscribe button. Just give it a little boop. Okay? If I just made you feel weird, then maybe don't. It's fine. All right. Thanks for joining me. I'll see you next time. Os.